Today we are going to discuss programs related to loops. So we can use for loop also, while loop also, do while also. So the first program that we are going to discuss is to print the multiplication table. Okay, so this is the program. So what will be the output of this program? So output will be enter a number. So suppose I am going to enter 2. So the multiplication table should be 2 into 1 equal to 2, then 2 into 2 equal to 4, and so on till 2 into 10 equal to 20. So till this part we will have to display the multiplication table. So let's go to the program. First let us write down hash include stdio.h. So how many then let us write down main. How many variables will be needing for this program? So first of all, the number whose multiplication table you want to find. So for that, one variable, and then since we'll be using loop, so I'm going to do this program using for loop. So for the for loop, I'll be needing one more variable to keep a track of how many times the loop will run. So I'll be needing two variables, so int number and I. So I need to display this line, enter a number. So I'll write down printf enter a number scanf percentage %d, because I'll be entering one integer, ampersand number. Okay, so now I'm going to do the write down the for loop. So how many times my loop should run? So the first time the loop runs, it should display 2 into 1 equal to 2, and second time when it runs, it will have to display this. So like that we need to display it for 10 times. So I equal to 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay, so when the first time the loop is running, what we need to display? This line. So I'll have to write printf percentage, because this is the this value, whose value is this? This is the value present in this variable number. So I will, since I'll be displaying the value of a number, so I'll have to give percentage %d. Then what is the value? 1, whose value is 1? I's value is 1. So again percentage %d for the variable I. Then equal to is what? Number into I. So again 1 percentage %d. Now here I will write down the what this percentage %d stands for. So the first percentage %d stands for number, second percentage %d it stands for I, and third percentage %d we can write like this also, number into I. Okay, so after the first line is displayed, I should, when the loop will run for the second time, it should come to the next line. So I'll give one /n. Okay, so at last we will give semicolon. So this is the program. It is very simple. Let us delete this. Okay, save it. I can write down like any name, a.c suppose. Let's store it in desktop. Okay, so now I'm going to run it. F11 I'm pressing. Wait, execute. I'll go to execute, compile and run. So enter number 5, suppose I'm entering. So okay, it is not coming in the /n. I gave the slash opposite line, so let us, I should have given this one. Let's save it and run it again. 1 second. So 5, now it is coming like this. Okay, so this is the way how we can print a multiplication table. The same way we can print addition table also and subtraction table also. Next program that I'm going to discuss is to find out the power of a number, that is x to the power let x to the power n, suppose. Okay, x to the power n. So basically x is the base and n is the exponent. So if I want to find out 2 to the power 3, so what is the answer? It is 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 multiplied 3 times. So whatever is the answer, we need to display. So how many variables we will need for this program? We will be needing 3 variables, one for the base, one for the exponent, and another for the loop. In all these programs, I have used for loop only. So int, base, exponent, and then I. Then I need, so what will be the output of this program? The output of this program will be enter, base, and exponent. So whatever values I put, based on this I'll have to do the calculations. So I'll write down printf enter, base, and exponent. Okay, then scanf percentage d, because two values I'll be entering, comma, first percentage d for the base, second percentage d for the exponent. Okay, fine. So now I'll have to write down the for loop. So how will be my loop? How many times my loop will run? So whatever is the exponent value you give, that many times you are going to run the loop. So if it is 2 to the power 2, the loop will be running 2 times, 2 into 2. If it is 4, it will run 4 times. So how my loop will be running? So for I equal to 1, I less than equal to exponent value, then I plus plus. Okay, now when the first time, suppose I am giving the base value 2 and exponent value 3. So when the first time the loop is running, what is the value that you want to display? So here it is the value of the base. So to display the result, let us take one more variable, result. So result is equal to base when the loop is running for the first time. Now when it will again run for the second time, it should be the whatever is the previous value of the result into base. So what we will have to give here? Result into base. So now let us take for example, this is the 2 and 3 value. So when I is equal to 1, 1 is less than equal to 3, expo value 3 we have given, we are entering. So result equal to result into base. So base value is, so what you will be having in result? Base value is 2. So first time when it runs, I want 2. But what should be the initial value of result? It should be 1. Then only you will get, when the first time the loop will run, you will get the value 2. So now what is the value? 2. Now I plus plus, so I equal to 2. So when the loop is running, now 2 is less than equal to 3. So again I'll enter the loop. Now result equal to result into base. So what is the previous value of result? 2. And what is the value of base? Again 2. So what you got? 4. Now I plus plus, I equal to 3. So 3 is less than equal to 3. Again you enter the loop. So this time result is, what is the latest value of result? 4. What is the new value of base? 2. So what is the answer? 8. Now I plus plus, now I equal to 4. Now 4 is not less than equal to 3, so I will come out of the loop. So finally my answer is present in variable result. So I'll just write down the result here. Printf result is percentage d comma res. Okay, so that's my program. Let's delete this part, save it, and run it. So suppose 2 is the base 5 is the exponent, so answer is 32. Next program that we are going to discuss is to find whether a number is prime or not. So now what will be the output of this program? You will be entering a number, suppose 3. So how to know that it is, so if it is prime, you will say prime number, otherwise not a prime number. Now what are the conditions for a number to be prime, right? So first of all, a number is, so in this program we will have to do a combination of control statements and looping statements, okay, because we have got some conditions also. Now first of all, what if, so we will have to check how do you know that a number is odd prime? If that number is not divisible by 2, if that number is not divisible by any number other than itself, right? So then only we know that it is a prime number. So apart from that, one is, we also know that one is neither odd nor even, and second condition is that it should not be divisible by any number other than itself. So we will have to check for these two conditions. So for this, how many variables we will need? One variable is for the number and another variable is for the loop. So if we need any more variables, we will include here. So let's start. Now in order to see if it is a prime number or not, I have told that you need to check whether the number is divisible. It should not be divisible by any number other than itself. And so from now the question is, from which point we are going to start the for loop. So for loop we are going to start from 2. Why? Because 1 is neither prime number, it is nor prime nor composite, so we are going to leave number 1. So we are going to start from 2. Now starting from 2, till which number are we going to check whether the number will be divisible by I or not? Why we are not taking 1 here? Because the number will be obviously divisible by 1, so no point of giving 1 here. So it should not be divisible by 2. So we are going to start from 2. Now till what point we are going to check all the numbers? We are going to check for while I is less than equal to number by 2. So if I give 5 as the number, if I want to check whether 5 is prime or not, we are going to start from 2 and I am going to check till 5 divide by 2 means 2.5, but since I have taken is an integer, till 2 I am going to check, and whether if I don't find any number divisible by it, so we will say that it is a prime. So now I plus plus, okay. Now what we need to check, if number modulo I is equal to 0. So if it is equal to 0, so if it is equal to 0, what does it mean? It means that the number is prime. It is not a prime number because it is divisible by I. So to keep a track of it, let us use another variable called flag. So if we don't find any value of I for which this is true, then it means that it is a prime number. So we will keep it as 1. Suppose this condition is true. If it gets divisible by I, some I value, then we will change the value of flag. I will tell you why I am doing, like we will do it, make it 0, okay. And then so while checking this condition, if we find any value of I for which the number is divisible by I, then obviously flag is 0 and there is no point of checking the remaining numbers. So we will give break. Why we give break? What happens if we give break? It comes out of the immediate loop, so it will come out of the loop. So now we are going to use if else condition to display whether it is prime or not. So first condition is, what if the value of number is equal to 1. So what will happen if the value of number is 1? What you will write? Printf number is neither prime nor composite. Okay, so this is the first condition. Now, okay, now what is the second condition? The second condition is, just give it like this. So second condition is, so we are going to write down else if. What is the second condition? If flag is equal to 0. So when will be the flag equal to 0? If we find any value of I for which the number is divisible. So that time what you are going to display? Printf, it is not prime. Okay, number is not prime, you can write down. Number is not prime. Okay, fine. One extra loop we are having. Okay, number is not prime. Else, so if flag is equal to 0, this one is fine. We can give it under else part also. Let's give it under else part. Okay, so else, if number is not equal to 1, we were going to go to the else part. So here again, inside else, again we are going to check the if condition. If flag is equal to 0, it is not a prime number. Else, if flag is equal to 0, so here I am not going to write again flag is equal to 1. Okay, so I'll just write down printf number is prime. Okay, number is prime. When number will be prime? If flag is not equal to 0. So if we don't find any number, any value of I for which the number is divisible, then obviously flag will remain 1 because we have initialized it as 1. So that time it will be, the number is prime. So we will have to close this loop, one more loop. So let's save it and run it. If we get any errors, it will show. Yes, okay, here errors are there because I forgot to delete this. Delete, save, and then again run. So wait, 1 second. One more important thing, I have forgotten to give the input part, right? That's why it is coming like that. Printf, enter the number. So the good point about Dev C++ is that if you have any errors, it directly shows you. So I have forgotten to give the input, which is a crucial part. Okay, save it. Now you run it again. Okay, enter a number. Suppose I am giving 4. So it is not a prime number. Now let us run it again and let us give a prime number. Let us give 5. So number is prime. So this is the program. It is a long program, but hopefully you are able to understand. So we have discussed all the programs related to simple loops. So most of the programs I have done using for loop. You can try using while loop and do while also. Now a very important question is, what is the difference between while loop and do while loop? So the first difference is the syntax. In the previous video I have already shared how to write down the syntax. So here you will be writing the first point, you will be writing the syntax for both while and do while. Second, you will be drawing the flow charts, and depending on marks, so you can write down one small program. Suppose you can write down your roll number or name 5 times using while loop and 5 times using do while loop, simple program. And this is the number point number 3 is the most important difference. So in while loop, suppose the condition is false, so the loop won't be executed, because if you see the syntax, it is written as while condition, then if it is true, then only you enter the loop. So if it is false, condition is false, the loop won't be executed. But in do while loop, what is the syntax? First we write do, then we write down, we go inside the loop, and then we check the while condition. So even if the condition is false, the loop will be executed at least once. So point number 3 is the most important difference between while and do while.